friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ari, and today I have a little bit of a different video. I have the popular series, the popular book series that are honestly all the hype on in the book talk community or book community. And honestly, I see why. I see why, and we're going to get into that. So let's go ahead and do that. So I have six series that I absolutely love and do not regret falling for the hype. Okay, if honestly, I will read anything that you guys hype up enough for me. Okay, if you guys hype it up enough for me, I will read it because you know what? I don't care. I really don't. Will I love it? Most likely, honestly, most likely. And so that's why we're here today because honestly, I just I do it every time. I fall for these books and I end up loving them. So if I love them, who knows? You might too. But starting off, let's go ahead and just get into it. Starting off with the Twisted series by Anna Huang. Now, Anna Huang is one of my absolute favorite authors. I really love her books and her writing style. I get it. A lot of people don't really think they're a big deal or whatever, but personally, for me, mhm, they're a big deal because I love them. I love them and I love her, honestly. So for me, the Twisted series was actually one of the first series that I read that um when I first picked up reading in 20 it's been like 2.5 years since I picked up reading. So it was one of the first ones that I picked up then. And honestly, I have no regrets. I would do it again. I've actually reread some of the books because I love them that much. So yeah, what else do you want? You know what I mean? Um, it is an interconnected series for the Twisted series. It is an interconnected series. It is a friend group, which please, honestly, I wish I had that type of friend group. But babe, I have like two friends, if that. And yeah, that's not gonna work. So, anyways, I would love a friend group like that. But it is based on a friend group, and it's an interconnected series. Each book is based on a different couple, and I absolutely love them. Okay, absolutely loved every single couple. Now, am I gonna sit here and tell you every book was a 5-star read? No, because that's not true. You know what I mean? But you know what is true? The fact that every book doesn't go below a 4-star. They're not all 5 stars, but they don't go below a 4-star. And that for me is enough to put them in this list. Okay. Now, the first book is Twisted Love. Then you have Twisted Games. Then you have Twisted Hate. And then you have Twisted Lies. Now, each book, again, follows a different couple. They are billionaire romance. Again, not all books are billionaire romance. For example, Twisted Love is a billionaire romance. Twisted Games is a bodyguard, princess, grumpy sunshine. Then you have Twisted Hate, which is an enemies to lovers. She is a lawyer, okay, and he is a doctor, and absolutely love that. Okay, love that. The banter, love it. Okay, I love it. They are the most lighthearted couple, I think, in the entire series. They are probably the funniest for sure. They just They go back and forth, but they just can't seem to get away from each other. You know what I mean? I love that. I love that. And then you have Twisted Lies, which is another billionaire romance. And I loved them all. Can I say that I loved one more than the others? Absolutely. And for me, that was Twisted Games, Reese and Bridget. Now, a lot of people really love Christian Harper. I love Christian Harper, don't get me wrong, but I definitely love Reese more. I love Reese a lot more in this series. But it's very, they're just obsessed men, very obsessed men, and love that because Anna can write her men. Okay, one thing about Anna is she can write a man. She can write a man, okay? And that is why I love her. And that is also the reason why I also love King of Sin series. Now, the King of Sin series is kind of giving me the vibes of the Twisted Games, but a little bit more grown up. Does that make sense? Like it's a little bit more mature, a little bit more grown, a little bit more, a little bit more twisted, a little bit more, a little duaka, if you know what I mean. And I absolutely loved it. Like there's nothing I wouldn't love about the King of Sin series. Now the King of Sin series is a little different. You have King of Wrath, you have King of Pride, you have King of Greed, you have King of Sloth, you have King of Envy. This is a little bit of a longer series, but is it worth it? 1,000%. If you haven't read it, please go read it because trust me, you're gonna love it. Okay. Now, King of Wrath is a marriage of convenience, um, which I absolutely love because Dante Russo is my favorite. He is my number one in this series. Okay. He just, the tall Italian dark hair billionaire. Why not? Okay, like literally, how could you not? You know what I mean? Absolutely love it. Dante Russo is my absolute favorite in this series. Okay, like blushing just thinking about it. But anyway, and then you have King of Pride. Now, King of Pride is a more forced proximity. They work together, not work together, but she ends up working in the same club that he goes to. By the way, this is like at the Valinor Club, which is, more elite, it's selective, so not everybody gets to go there, okay? Not everybody, but Kai Young does. And she's an aspiring writer. She loves, she would love to become a writer. And honestly, she's super great. She's so funny too. She's so open and just she is love her, okay? Um so for me, King of Pride, also Kai is so like unproblematic, which love that. Reminds me of Reese because Reese from Twisted Games was also very unproblematic and I love that. Um, and even though he is like that, he's still like, don't mess with my girl. Don't, don't do it. So absolutely love that for him. Okay. Um, and then you have King of Greed. King of Greed is literally my second favorite book in the whole series. Okay. King of Greed is Dominic and Alessandra's story, and they are a second chance marriage. I absolutely love their story. Okay. I will say though, I was a little disappointed when I felt like Dominic didn't grovel enough to get Alessandra back. I wish he would have groveled a little bit more. But overall, I absolutely love them. Okay. They are so perfect. Like literally meant to be. Okay. I absolutely love them so freaking much. My favorite, my absolute favorites. Then you have King of Sloth, and Javier and Sloane are mm, they're more of a forced proximity uh romance, I want to say, because she represents him. He's, you know, he just not my favorite couple, I will say. Um but they have to work together, so they are a forced proximity. But I don't know, I just I not my absolute favorite again, but didn't hate it. Like didn't completely hate it, but also didn't love it like the rest. You know what I mean? And then you have King of Envy. Now, King of Envy is darker than the rest of the books. In my opinion, it was definitely a little bit darker than the rest of the books, but overall, it was really great. Um, and they were also a marriage of convenience. And I absolutely love that because, again, marriage of something about a marriage of convenience just really gets me. You know what I mean? Really, really gets me. And I absolutely love that. But I will say that it's still not like my top favorite. Like, I feel like there's still better. You know what I mean? Like, it's still, oh, my camera's messing up. What's going on? But anyway, I still think it's a great book, just not my absolute favorite. You know what I mean? Boop just like I love Boop, and like I love how much darker he is than the rest of the men, but not totally up there. I feel like not totally up there in my opinion, but still a great book, very much. And like I said, overall the series 100% would recommend. 100% would recommend because it's one of my absolute favorite series. And then we get into a little bit of a different genre. We have the Chestnut series by Elsie Silver. Now, I love Elsie Silver. This was my first Elsie Silver series. Elsie can write a cowboy, okay? That girl can, a round of applause because she can write a cowboy. Okay. That is all I gotta say. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I genuinely, that lady can write a cowboy. Okay. Now, it's a little bit more, it's like a bit more family oriented type of series. Like, obviously it's still a friends group and like they're still friends and all of that involved, but there's also sisters and all of that. It's mostly the men that are related to each other, which is the Eaton boys. And they are just such a bonded family, which I absolutely love that they're just so close. They really, really love each other so much. And it's usually the other way around where it's like it's the girls that are like, super bonded and like our family like related and they love each other. I'm not saying that the girls in this series don't, but I feel like the men definitely have a stronger bonding relationship opposed to the women in the books. But that does not take away. Um, so uh, they're just so good. Like they're so good. They're grumpy. They're, you know, don't want to fall in love, but end up falling in love. And you have in the first one in um it's flawless, heartless, powerless, reckless, and hopeless. And in flawless, um, you know, it's more forced proximity because they have to work together and end up falling for each other, of course. You know what I mean? Love that. Okay. Love that. Absolutely love that. Anyway, forced proximity just, it's another one that just really does it for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those that just really gets the people going. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those that you just can't not love, right? And then you have Heartless, which is a single dad romance. Another trope that I cannot live without. Like the single dad tropes get me every single time. Like I don't know what it is about a single dad. Ah, that just the trope just simply just it's so great. I love it. Doesn't get better than that. And then you have Powerless, which is more of a sports romance. Um, he is a hockey player, and it's also a forced proximity. No, it's more of a childhood best friend. Yes, it's more a childhood best friend trope. That's what it is. And I absolutely love that. Was it my favorite in the series? No. Jasper was not my favorite, sadly. But that doesn't mean it wasn't great because I absolutely loved it. Absolutely. Then you have Reckless. Oh, Reckless. Reckless was a uh what is it? What is the word? Reckless. It sounds like I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point. No, Reckless was or is a it's like on the tip of my tongue, you guys. This is so sad. One night stand pregnancy trope. But hear me out because this isn't like your accidental pregnancy, like where it just, it doesn't feel right. This feels right. Okay. This was not your typical accidental pregnancy. Like, this was not like your typical one night stand romance. Not at all. He's a bull rider. Okay. She ends up becoming a single mom, obviously, after their one night stand. And then come to find out a year later that he has a daughter. And he loves her so much. And he is such a perfect dad. That man is so great. Okay, like I absolutely loved him so freaking much. Now, this was a pregnancy, like an accidental pregnancy done right. Okay, this is what I mean by Elsie Silver writes men perfectly, because if she would have written this man to be anything but what he was written to be, it would have been a disappointment. It really would have. Like he was a playboy. He was a playboy before her. And then come to find out that she got pregnant, and now she has his baby. And he's like, what the hell? Why didn't you tell me nothing? Why didn't you say nothing? And honestly, she was like, no, dude, like I did. And you totally ignored me. What do you mean? And he was like, but I never got your messages. What are you talking about? And she was like, whatever, well, this and that. You know, she totally thought that that he rejected her. Reality, he didn't. But it worked out. It was really great. It was a really good read, honestly. It was such a good read, in my opinion. Really great. And then you have Hopeless. Hopeless Hopeless was freaking great, man. This one was so good. I will say this is my first favorite in the series. And I know that's an unpopular opinion because not a lot of people will agree with me, but Hopeless was my absolute favorite in this series. He's ex military, he has injuries, he's PTSD, depression. He This is also a marriage of convenience. Here we are with the marriages of convenience that are super amazing. And their story is just the sweetest. Okay. They really, I can't even tell you how much I actually cried with this one. And that is also unpopular, but it is so good. Honestly, my absolute favorite. I think that this was my absolute favorite couple in the entire series. They really were my favorite. And then Heartless. Heartless was my next favorite. Absolutely. Single dad trope. What? Of course, I'm going to pick it. You know what I mean? Of course, it's going to be my second choice. And that that series in total, like, again, not all of them are going to be 5-star reads, but they don't go below a 4-star. They don't. And then you have Legacy of God series. Oh my God. Legacy of God series. Now, this is a dark romance series. This was not my first dark romance. My first dark romance was actually Haunting Adeline. And I loved it so much that I was like, I think dark romance is where I'm from. And yeah, Legacy of Gods confirmed that, because it is a dark college romance. It's an interconnected series. You have God of Malice, then you have God of Pain, then you have God of Wrath, then you have God of Fury, then you have God of Ruin, and then you have God of War. Now, this series is a little bit more intense than the others. It has a more deep obsession with between the MMCs and the FMCs, and they're just so great. They really are. Again, not all 5-star reads, but definitely they are absolutely, do not go below a 4.5 for these. These stay above the 4.5, okay, in my opinion. Now, God of Malice is, I want to say it's probably the ones that are a little bit darker than the rest of the series. Um, Coming from the MMC, which is Killian Carson. And I absolutely love him. Don't get me wrong, but he's not my absolute favorite. But I loved him nonetheless. Okay. Him and Glendon, love them. Absolutely love them. They were the first couple. He's he's crazy, man. He's nuts. That Killian is insane. Wait until you read the second chapter. Once you get to the second chapter, you'll know exactly what I mean. You're gonna be like, he what? You're gonna know exactly what I mean, okay? But I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it, okay? And then you have God of Pain. Now, God of Pain was not the top, you know, he falls below God of Malice. And I just didn't really vibe with the FMC and MMC in this book. I think they were just a little bit, they weren't as dark. They were definitely like the least dark in the series, in my opinion. But they were still great. They were still really great, just not my absolute favorite. And then you have God of Wrath with Jeremy and Cecily. I love Jeremy so much. He also rides a motorcycle. Does that not convince you enough? Then I don't know what will. Because if you don't think that him riding a motorcycle is enough to convince you to read it, then I don't know what is, to be honest. But I absolutely love them. I absolutely love them. Like, absolutely. They're just top, top. This goes above God of Malice, in my opinion. This definitely goes above God of Malice. So far we have Jeremy, God of Wrath, at the top. Okay. With Cecily, we have God of Wrath at the top. Then we get into God of Fury, and that is where God of Fury takes over God of Wrath. Because Nikolai and Brandon's story is so freaking beautiful. Okay. This is an MM romance. Okay. Now, I, this was my, oh my God, this was also my very first MM romance. And I will never, never go back because I cannot even tell you what that did to me. That changed something in my brain chemistry because I was like, I love this. I love this. Whatever this is, I love. And I never thought I would love an MM romance, but Rina Kent, Rina Kent can write an MM romance, okay? Absolutely love a good MM romance. And so far, Rina Kent's MM romances have been my favorite. Have I read other ones? I have absolutely read other ones because, again, it changed something in my brain chemistry. And I was like, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm from. You know what I mean? This is where I'm from. But Rina Kent can write an MMC. She can write an MM romance for sure. like without a doubt, in my mind. She can write an romance. And that was my, it's unhinged. Nikolai is freaking hilarious. Okay. Brandon's story is so, it is so heartbreaking, but it's so perfect. Honestly, it's so perfect for their story in general. Like, it's so perfect for them. And it's just perfect all around. It's nothing, it's there's nothing I can compare it to because it's so good. Honestly, I absolutely love it so much. They are my absolute favorite. And then you have God of Ruin, which is Landon and Mia. And I knew from the beginning that I was going to love Landon. He is Glyndon's brother and Brandon's twin. And I cannot even tell you how much I knew I was going to love Landon. Like, I knew I was going to love Landon because I was like, this is perfect. He is perfect. Like, he was so intriguing to me from the first book because I was like, he's so full of himself. He is so like conceited, but in a good way. Like, he knows who he is. Like, he knows he's the main character. Like, he knows he's a baddie. You know what I mean? And I absolutely loved him. And Mia just brings out a side of him that is so it's just obviously all the women bring out the soft side of their man, but he learned sign language for her. You cannot tell me that's not perfect. Like, that is so perfect. And I cannot even tell you enough how perfect Landon is because Landon is just he really is that man. I love him. But he goes below God of Fury. Still, God of Fury is way up there still. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Okay. And then you have God of Wrath. Unpopular opinion, unpopular opinion, but this is where God of War steps above God of Fury. I know, crazy to say, crazy to think, but hear me out because I I just love that Eli the things that man did for Ava is insane to me. Okay, that man literally stuck through the good and the bad, through healthness, through healthness, through health and sickness. Literally, okay, he took those vows seriously, okay, because he was not letting go of his wife no matter what. He did not give up on his wife no matter what. Ava in the other books, I would have never guessed ever when I was reading. I think that that is why her story and their story in general really like took me back because I did not see that coming. I did not see the struggle that Ava was going through because you don't see it through the other books. It's not until you get to their story that you're like, Ava, baby girl, are you okay? Because literally, that girl went through it, okay? She was really going through it. And honestly, I loved her story so much. I absolutely loved her story so much. And I love that Eli was there for her. Like, he did not, he did not give up on her. And I love that. Okay. I absolutely love that. That is it. This one was an easy 5-star read for me. Okay, this one, God of War, was an immediate 5-star read for me. Okay, like you guys, Don't even know. And again, it's an unpopular opinion because as far as I've seen, God of War is not everyone's favorite. It's really not. For some reason, you guys are not vibing with it. But please, I'm begging you, give it a try. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You'll see exactly what I mean. And then we have the series of all series. Okay. This series just this series is a god tier series. And I probably shouldn't have put it in this video. I probably should have put it in the videos of my god tier books, but which I will do a video for, but I had to put it in here because it was one of those that I was so scared to read because I was like, what if it's not the book that I want? That it's not the book that it's made out to be. What if it's overhyped? What there was so many what ifs. I was so scared to read this series. You guys have no idea. And then and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna read it. The Throne of Glass series. I'm not going to get too deep into this one because I obviously don't want to make the video way too long. But you guys, this book series is god tier. Okay, this series, I cannot even tell you, this is like the go of popular book community series. Okay, this series, in my opinion, is the go of them all. Like, it is definitely a more high fantasy series. It is still revolves around romance, but not as heavily as like Akatar or the Empyrean series. This one is a little bit more higher fantasy than the rest. And honestly, couldn't love that even more. Like I don't even know. This is not just a 5-star read. This is a 6-star and above. Okay, this was an infinity star read for me, and I don't care what you think. Like honestly, I, I I love it so much. You guys have no idea. It's absolute divine. It's just perfect. I can't even tell you enough. Just go read it because you're gonna love it. Like it's a classic. It's literally a classic, okay? If you like genuinely, if you want to cry, laugh, be angry, if you want to feel all the emotions, Throne of Glass is going to be it. I personally read it in order in which it was written, which is Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, Crown of Shadows, Air of Fire, or Crown of Midnight, sorry, not Crown of Shadows. That's Queen of Shadows. So I read it in chronological order, in the order it comes in. There's some people that say, oh, you should read Throne of Glass first and then Assassin's Blade or whatever. Girl, read it however you want, okay? Read it to whatever you want to read. Don't just read it how you want to read it. I have absolutely no regrets in the order that I read it personally. I would read it the same all over again because I wouldn't change anything. But again, read it how your heart desires to read it, okay? Please. Just the point is read it, but read it however in order you want to read it, okay? Don't there's no right or wrong way to read this series as long as you read it. Is all I'm going to say. Then last but not least, we have the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros. And this series was also a god tier series. This series is also one of my absolute favorites. It is a little bit more romance heavy than the Throne of Glass series, but it's still fantasy. It's so good. It's you got dragons and it so good. So freaking good. Like there's no way that you can it's literally a god tier series. I mean, how could you not? You know what I mean? You have Zayden. Zayden Ryerson is all I'm gonna say about this one. There's not much to say other than Zayden Ryerson. It's so good. Like it's so good. It's such uh, it's so good. And it's gonna leave you wanting more, I promise. Every book is gonna leave you wanting more. You have hold on, I have them back here. You have Fourth Wing, Onyx Storm, which is the last book, and Iron Flame, which is the second book. And I cannot even tell you how good these books are. They're so good. They're so perfect. They're so god tier. They're so Infinity Star rated. So yeah, you will not regret falling for the hype. And I hope you do. Because what else can you do but fall for the hype? You know what I mean? So, with that being said, the internet was right. I fell hard and loved every minute of it. These series are literally popular for a reason. They are literally popular for a reason, and it's because they are honestly that good. So if you think that like sometimes we're overhyping these books, we're not. Listen to us. As I will continue to listen to you when you overhype a book to me because I will read it. Because I am that girl. I will read it. So, you know, just go ahead and read these books and like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.